Today is the Modern banned and restricted announcement. The One Ring is banned, Amped Raptor banned, Jegantha banned, and then they unbanned Mox Opal, Green Sun Zenith, Faithless Looting, Splinter Twin. And none of this crap matters at all. It literally does not matter. Modern was killed a very, very long time ago at this point, and no amount of bans or unbans will actually fix that. You see, Modern was designed as a format that would be from 8th edition to whatever the most recent standard set was, and every card from standard would go into Modern. This way they were not old reserve list cards, but also your decks would not rotate, and they would change much slower. That was the point of Modern. A format full of deck mastery, where you could play one of the core archetypes for many years, and that core archetype might change over the course of a few years, like, 5 years you could keep your deck, and the small tweaks based on new things that came out in Standard were really important. Modern players loved to yap about minor adjustments. Oh, this is a great 15th sideboards card, and all of that went away with Modern Horizons. The actual literal format of Modern, a format where you play with standard legal cards from 8th edition onward, literally does not exist anymore. They changed the rules for the legality of the format to include Modern Horizons and Lord of the Rings and Assassin's Creed. Fundamentally, this changes the purpose of the format. The point of Modern being a non-rotating format where you could use your standard cards for many, many, many years is completely null and void. They would just print the most busted things into Modern with the Horizon sets. Every other deck, every other archetype, every other card you own is completely invalidated in terms of power level. Because this is a competitive format and you're trying to win, you could not play your old cards. They were rotated out essentially. And then you would wait till they banned the most broken thing in the format. Initially, it was Hogak, then the Elementals, and then Nadu, and then you would just play the next most broken thing in the format until they banned that, which in this case is the One Ring and Amped Raptor, and then it doesn't matter because once Modern Horizons 4 comes out, all of your Modern Horizons 3 cards are invalid anyway. You just rotated again, and each ban is just a mini rotation. Modern was a format where you could genuinely brew, right? You had your core archetype cards, your core archetype decks, and then you could look at those and spend multiple years brewing and coming up with your anti-meta deck because the meta was a lot slower to change. Now, that doesn't really happen. The power level of the Horizon sets are so powerful that it is very difficult to actually find any old card that can compete with these. And then on top of that, even if you finally spend hours brewing and testing and playing, you figured out your exact perfect anti-meta deck, then whatever mini rotation came, they banned that deck out of the format anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's just a huge waste of time no matter what. No, I don't want to play Boros Energy, the precon that is built into the format. Like, this isn't a clever, interesting brew, it's just all of the good energy cards from the same set in a pile. They're just 4 of the same thing. It's like there's no deck building here. And oh my god, just the whole ban window is incredibly stupid. If for any competitive format, there should never, ever, ever be a scheduled ban. Every ban should be an emergency ban, right? You should never, ever have anything take up more than 10% of the metagame. If any deck is 10.0001% of the metagame or higher, you have failed. There is a problem in Modern then, right? That is a huge thing. The whole point of the format is that it is wide and open. That is why people played it. Now you might be wondering, oh, what if people love new Modern, right? I'm sure they must love it, right? Because Modern Horizons 3 was like one of the best-selling sets ever, right? There's got to be like an infinite number of Modern players, right? It's got to be the most popular format. Wrong. Oh my god. Here's an example. I used to live in San Diego. I love San Diego. Great city. It's like the 8th largest city in the United States. It's pretty big. Like, San Diego County is relatively large. Let's say I want to play Modern and I live in San Diego County. Again, 8th largest county in the country. If I go to the store locator, I'm only going to find 2 stores that even advertise Modern as like a regular event. Brute Force Games, which is a great store that used to be my locals, that no longer plays Modern. Like, it's just like an old thing that they never took off their calendar. I was one of the 3 Modern players that would sometimes show up, and events almost never fired. We would barely get 4 people to occasionally play. It was mostly Commander and other games like Flesh and Blood, which would get played. Modern is pretty much dead at that store. And just to be clear, the store isn't dead. They actually expanded in recent years, moved to a new location. They're doing big numbers with big Commander events, big draft events, and Flesh and Blood non-Magic competitive Magic formats. Those things are happening. The store is doing well. I love Brute Force Games, big shout out. But they don't play Modern. And then there's TC's Rockets, which they don't do big Modern events on Saturday anymore. It's now Modern and Commander. They don't fill out the store with Modern anymore. I also just want to point out for Brute Force Games specifically, they moved Modern off of Fridays to Sundays, and they're now doing, in addition to Flesh and Blood, Star Wars Unlimited and One Piece and Lorcana. They don't do Standard anymore. They don't do Pioneer. Competitive Magic formats as a whole are on the down as well, which, I'm talking about Modern here, but this is a much bigger issue. I do genuinely think that people walking into the store and seeing people playing Lorcana does cause people to go, whoa, what are they playing? And then they get into Lorcana. I think that people walking into the store and seeing people play Modern and go, whoa, what is everybody here playing, does get people into the game. And this is a negative for Magic as a whole. This isn't an isolated thing. Anyway, Modern is dwindling and dying with every single Horizon set. And it is just being bought up by Commander players because it's designed for Commander. I mean, that's not even that's just a fact. Nadu was designed for Commander. It was changed for Commander gameplay, which obviously doesn't work because it was banned in Modern and banned in Commander. These sets have absolutely obliterated Modern, and it does not matter if they ban the One Ring, it doesn't matter what they ban, then the next rotation will happen anyway. You've added rotation to a non-rotating format. That is the problem in Modern. And I have since quit Modern. Modern used to be my favorite format. Guess what? I don't make videos about Modern because I don't care about the format anymore. It's just not fun. There is no more fun to be had in Modern. And I really, really, really hate that. I genuinely am upset that I no longer enjoy Modern. So what's the fix? And let me tell you, the fix is so easy. Oh, it is so simple. You change the damn rules. Modern goes back to being a format where you only play cards that were standard legal specifically from 8th edition onward. Modern Horizons is renamed Commander Horizons. Lord of the Rings and Assassin's Creed are no longer Modern legal. And guess what? Oh my goodness, the Modern players will come out of the woodworks. They will flow into the streets, and everybody would play Modern again. I promise you. And then, think about this, Wizards. Think about this, because I know everybody at Wizards is watching my videos, I assume. Think about this. You could sell the Commander Horizon sets every year, and they would sell the same amount because Modern players are clearly not buying this. Otherwise, we would see more Modern events. Modern would be booming, right? It's just bought by Commander players anyway. You lose no market share there. You still sell the same amount, and you can sell Modern Masters again. A huge reprint set. You just fill it with crappy Tarmogoyfs and Snapcasters with funky art in borders, and everybody would buy it, and then you have 2 big sets that sell every year. It's literally twice the money. It's so much better for everybody. This is a win-win-win-win-win. It's a win for everyone. It's ridiculous that they don't do this. Oh my god. And feel free to argue with me in the comments. If Modern is booming at your local game store, I would love to hear it. Because back in San Diego, it's not. Where I live currently, it definitely isn't. And back when I lived in LA, it was pretty hard to find any store that regularly did Modern as well. And LA's even bigger than San Diego. I'm just so sad and tired. I just miss Modern. It was so fun. I'm genuinely just sad and upset. Anyway, I'm done talking about Modern. whatever. It's dead. It doesn't matter anymore. A regular Commander video still coming out on Thursday. This is just a bonus rant.